go otherwise. This video has evoked many emotions from those who've watched it and has resulted in an excessive force lawsuit. But Fresno Police Chief Jerry Dyer says despite what you see here, the allegations are based on false assumptions.
In the eyes of the community, sometimes when certain incidents are exposed, and sometimes they're exposed in an unfair manner, it causes people to question whether or not there is a need for change in terms of the use of force policy, when the reality is they may not even know what the policy is.
So what is the department's use of force policy?
It's really based on the officer's state of mind and the circumstances that are present. But our officers are allowed to use whatever force is necessary to overcome the resistance of a suspect and to be able to place that individual into custody.
Not only do the attorneys filing the lawsuit in this case accuse officers of using excessive force, but they also say there was a systematic abuse of the department's use whatever force is necessary policy, an allegation the chief denies.
So contrary to the public's belief that you don't think there is an excessive force problem within your department?
Well, what people may consider to be an excessive force problem may be based on bad information that they're receiving, because the simple fact is the majority of the people in this community rely on information that's provided by the media.
According to the police department's own statistics, out of the nearly 420,000 calls for service in 2008, force was used in about 455 incidents. That's only about 0.1% of all calls, and that seems to have been the trend over the last 4 years. Last year, one suspect was shot dead by an officer after the Roosevelt High School student attacked Officer Junice Perry with a bat. And there have been 4 officer-involved shootings within the first 3 months of this year, the last one resulting in the death of a suspect wielding a wooden stick. According to the department's statistics on what led to officers using force in 2008, about half of the incidents, the suspect refused to obey commands. In 18% of the incidents involving force, the suspect had his or her hands underneath clothing. Other reasons for using force included assaulting an officer and assuming a fighting stance. Mayor Swearingen hopes the independent police auditor will help build more trust between the public and the police.
We've had some stress in the department, there's no doubt. But frankly, it's just really served to validate that he's the right guy for the job and have a lot of confidence in what he does.
And ironically, Chief Dyer wants an IPA too, if only to protect those officers who become involved in controversial situations like this.
They've been really guilty till proven innocent. And I believe that an independent police auditor will at least be able to provide some additional insight and in many cases protect our officers from unnecessary criticism and ridicule that they face day in and day out.
Now, the City Council will decide the fate of the independent police auditor proposal at next Tuesday's City Council meeting.
All right, thanks, Nicole. And for more on our special assignments, you can go to